Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome FirstEnergy Stadium, the site today's series finale between the Reading Fightin Phils and the Harrisburg Senators. We've had a whole lot of drama over the course of the last couple nights, and the Senators and the Phils will finish off this series right now with first pitch scheduled in about 15 minutes. Welcome to our pregame show here on the Reading Fightin Phils radio network. My name is Bob McCool. The Harrisburg Senators are 22-21. Reading now at 17-26. And this series has come in waves. It was the Senators series for the first 3 games, and then Reading in dramatic style with walk-off wins on both Friday night and Saturday night. So the Phils going for the series split this afternoon, and Harrisburg looking to take the series with a win today before they head out of town. Both teams obviously will be headed out of town. The Phils as well will be on the road beginning on Tuesday night. They will begin a series in New Hampshire. But for this series, panel has gone Harrisburg's way for a while, and then the Reading Phils way for the last 2 nights. We'll talk about that in a little bit, and a whole lot more, including our lineups and pitchers, is part of our series finale when we come back with more of our pregame show live on the Reading Fightin Phils radio network.
International Fireworks is the official fireworks provider of the Phils. International Fireworks shoots every fireworks show throughout the season, including 8 Mega Blast fireworks shows. International Fireworks also provides the pregame fireworks after the national anthem at each game. International Fireworks has a nearby retail store in Douglasville, Pennsylvania, where you can purchase all of your fireworks. Visit fireworksorus.com for more information about the International Fireworks retail store in Douglasville. Thanks again to International Fireworks, the official fireworks provider of the Phils.
Star City Boxing, located at 4760 Schuylkill Avenue in Reading, is a 501c3 non-profit boxing gym unlike any other. Our goal is not only to help you be fit, but to be the best outlet for our youth and community. We welcome anyone who wants to improve their way of life, be fit, and box competitively or non-competitively. We work with you to reach your goals in and out of the gym. Stop in and meet our stars today. Check us out and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for upcoming events and happenings. And visit our website today at starcityboxing.org for more information on how to join, volunteer with our youth, or support our efforts in the community. Star City Boxing is a proud continued 2023 Phils Fiesta Friday partner.
The Penn State Health St. Joseph's 67 Club is the original hospitality area at FirstEnergy Stadium. Conveniently located along the third base side, the 67 Club gives you a front row seat to all the action at the hot corner. The area is safely protected from line drives with a large see-through net. Starting at $34, groups of 20 or more can enjoy a 2.5-hour all-you-can-eat buffet. Children 4 and under are free. Visit rphils.com or call us at 610-370-BALL to reserve your group outing today.
Welcome back to the pregame show. Coming to you live from FirstEnergy Stadium. The Reading Fightin Phils and the Harrisburg Senators are pitching matchup for today. Just like yesterday when it was a pair of left-handers, so too today, a pair of left-handers on the mound. The Reading Fightin Phils will send out Josh Hendrickson. He is 0-3 on the season with a 5.87 earned run average, 22 strikeouts, 12 walks so far in 30 2/3 innings. Harrisburg will send Alex Troop out. This is his 9th start and his 2nd start of this series. He started the opening game of this series, the Tuesday morning game. Alex Troop right now at 2-3 on the season with a 4.82 earned run average. On Tuesday in that series opener, he ended up not getting a decision, went 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 8 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks over the course of that. He has given up 8 home runs on the season, and he gave up a couple in that one as the Phils got home runs from Carlos De La Cruz and Max McDowell in the 5th inning that ultimately ended the day for Alex Troop. Phils had the lead in that series, or in that game, I should say, but could not hold on as the bullpen gave up 4 in the 7th and another in the 8th, and that allowed Harrisburg to take game 1 of this series. And again, Alex Troop ended up not getting the decision. Victor Vargas got the start in that one after being called up from Jersey Shore for his first start. And ultimately, the Senators won game one of that series. So again, a couple of left-handers in Alex Troop and Josh Hendrickson going today. I mentioned that Troop has given up 8 home runs in the season. So too has Josh Hendrickson given up 8 home runs in this series. So 2 lefties on the mound with somewhat similar numbers overall. And in terms of strikeouts and walks and a ratio of that. But the difference, of course, for Troop is that he does have a couple of wins under his belt, 2 wins and 3 losses. Hendrickson looking for his first win of the day. Philly Fanatic is here and performing in front of the crowds here at FirstEnergy Stadium that continues to file in. It's been a great series, great weather over the course of the series. Of course, fireworks Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night on a Memorial Day weekend. The Fanatic here to entertain. We salute all of our troops, members of our troops, and troops of the past, living and past, who have done their duty in protecting and serving our country on this Memorial Day weekend. A couple interesting notes in terms of the lineup. First and foremost, for the Harrisburg Senators, a call up on their part, and that is one of the top prospects, not one of, the top prospects in the Washington Nationals organization, James Wood, who was at High A Wilmington and tearing it up for Wilmington. He was hitting at .293 at 8 home runs and 36 RBIs. They called him up this morning. They made the roster move this morning and got him here. Unfortunately for the Harrisburg Senators, not a long drive from Wilmington to Reading. And Delano DeShields was kind of late in getting his lineup out to all of us here in the media. And the reason why is because he was hoping and making sure that James Wood was going to get here. He didn't waste any time getting him in a lineup and plugging him into the 3-hole and in center field. James Wood was part of that Juan Soto trade. Of course, the big trade last season for the Washington Nationals organization, trading Juan Soto along with Juan Bell to the San Diego Padres and getting 5 players in return in that trade. Robert Hassel, who has been leading off and playing center field for the Senators throughout this series, not in the lineup today, but he also was in that trade. So he is the number 2 prospect. James Wood, the number 1 prospect in the Nationals organization, now with this Senators team as well. And again, both of them are center fielders at the start of their career. Obviously, one of them ultimately will end up playing every day in Washington. At least that's what the Nationals are hoping. And the other one obviously will have to move positions. We got a chance to see Hassel now through the first 5 games of the series. He's really smooth in center field, a really good center fielder. And he is a leadoff type hitter. James Wood is a middle of the order type hitter. He's 6'7", 240 pounds. He's got great speed, and that's what the scouts say about him, is that you'll be surprised at how fast he is because of how big he is. 6'7" and 240, very good speed, great arm as well in the outfield, and obviously great power. So the Nationals are going to push him along a little bit now, and they'll move him up to Double-A and see how he does for the Senators. And again, he will bat 3rd today in the lineup for Delano DeShields and the Senators. Interesting by note that a couple of guys have done a lot of damage in this series for the Senators. The aforementioned Robert Hassel in the leadoff spot. Blake Rutherford has been an absolute dynamo for them, batting in the 3 spot, predominantly batted 2nd in 1 of those first 5 games. But he has 12 hits in this series, 12 for 23. He's got the day off. Frankie Tostado, who's also been an RBI machine for them, including a grand slam earlier in this series. Tostado had 7 hits in this series. He also has a day off. Now, all of them are left-handed hitters, and again, it is a left-handed pitcher in Josh Hendrickson on the mound for the Phillies today, but it is now, and Wood also is a left-handed hitter. So the Senators are going to be a left-handed dominant team over the course of the next couple of weeks for sure, for Senators fans and for Washington Nationals fans. For the Phillies, no major changes in the lineup other than the fact that Ethan Wilson, a left-hander, gets a day off today as well against a left-handed pitcher. Max McDowell in the lineup, but as the DH today for the first time. Cody Roberts will get the start as the catcher. Last night's hero, McCarthy Tatum, who batted 9th last night, had the game-winning hit to win it for the Phils in the bottom of the ninth. He is in the 6th spot. Nick Podko right back in the lineup. As we said in last night's broadcast, if you heard it, he came up with a big hit in last night's game. Nick Podko just makes it impossible for Al Padrique to take him out of the lineup. He had 2 hits last night, including a solo home run. You're listening to the Reading Fightin' Phils pregame show. We're going to take a timeout, back with more, including a look back at this series and set up today's series finale when we come back to FirstEnergy Stadium after this.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers entertainment and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, peace of mind, convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices, apartments to homes, prospective residents, or welcome visitors, lunch, and a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Root for your Fightin in stock. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightin team store or rphils.com.
Two great hometown partners.
Out of the Art-Phils great day at Golden Oaks Golf Club. Capture your chance to Reading with other Art-Phils fans. St. Golf Road open to the public with an Art-Phils player. And all fairways, Iron Man, and Phils playing after White Star Art-Phils Club out Bounty areas and Phils and free at Art-Phils. Thursday, July 20th until Sunday, July 23rd. See the Art-Phils in Alex Art-Phils. Yes, take an Art-Phils player, lunch, dinner, then tomorrow Friday, any events on Saturday. Visit our website at golf back to Reading on Sunday. Golf Club and go to Mercedes on for more info on the White Star Club. Great road trip are made on Tuna, Toledo, and Cleveland. Seats are limited, so sign up today.
Starting at $34,
people in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-379-2.
No better way to begin the broadcast on a Memorial Day weekend. Daniel Boone Elementary School Chorus performing our national anthem, and a few fireworks to go along with it here at FirstEnergy Stadium, America's Classic Ballpark. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. We get set for today's game. The Harrisburg Senators, the Reading Fightin' Phils. Reading again at 17-26 with a back-to-back dramatic wins on Friday and Saturday night. Walk-off win in those two games. And now Harrisburg with the Lowe's 2 losses is at 22-21. The Senators again won the first 3 games of this series. Reading with the back-to-back W's. It's time for us to take a look at our Golden Oaks landscaping starting lineup for the Senators. JT Arruda is in the leadoff spot tonight. He's at second base. Jack Dunn is batting second. He's at first base. And James Wood just called up to the Senators, bats in the 3 spot. He's in center field. Batting in the cleanup spot today is Donovan Casey. He's in right field. Batting 5th is the designated hitter, Tyrone Harris. Batting 6th, Leona Valera is at shortstop. Batting 7th is the catcher, Brady Lindsley. Batting 8th is third baseman, Jose Sanchez. And batting 9th is Jackson Clough. He is in left field tonight. There are 4 left-handers in the lineup for Delino DeShields. This is a left-handed dominant team for the Harrisburg Senators. Arruda, the leadoff man, is a switch hitter. And they will be facing a Reading Fightin' Phils left-hander Josh Hendrickson, making his 8th start of the season, 0-3 on the year, 5.87 earned run average, 30 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 22. He has walked 12. And we are set to begin play here on Game 6 of this 6-game stand between the Phils and the Senators. Reading will be on the road beginning on Tuesday. They will start a series against New Hampshire. returning back here on Tuesday, June 6th to start a series against Binghamton for a 7 o'clock start. JT Arruda leads it off for the Senators as we are set to go on a Sunday afternoon in America's Classic Ballpark. And the first pitch from Josh Hendrickson is just a bit low for a ball. Our game time temperature and weather forecast is at 74 degrees. A little bit of a breeze, not significant, about 3 to 5 miles an hour. American flag on the top of the left center field scoreboard here at FirstEnergy Stadium, blowing out a little bit to left field. Our EPAW Weather Consulting game time temperature and weather forecast, source for public and private forecasts in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, and northern and eastern Maryland. Hendrickson, after missing with the ball, comes back with back-to-back strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to JT Arruda. This is a swing and a miss, and Hendrickson starts the game with a strikeout. And that will bring up Jack Dunn. Dunn had been batting a little bit lower in the lineup earlier in this series, now batting in the 2-hole with a little bit of the shake-up. But again, Delano DeShields giving some of his regulars a day off here in this series finale. Dunn, 316 average on the season. He is 2 for 9 in the series, including a home run. And he swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. It was his 2nd home run of the season. 7 RBIs to go along with it. Very good wheels as well, as does Arruda, who was the first batter. This one fouled out of play down the right field line as fans continue to file in. And a great crowd expected again this afternoon. Reading Fight Phil's going over the 100,000 fan mark in this homestand as Hendrickson bounces that one up there. There's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jack Dunn. The defense behind Hendrickson, McCarthy Tatum is in left field tonight. Johan Rojas in center. Matthew Kroon is in right. Carlos De La Cruz at first. Oliver Dunn is at second. Madison Stokes at short. Nick Podkol is at third base tonight. Cody Roberts behind the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jack Dunn, and a swing and a miss. Strike 3. He's way behind that pitch from Hendrickson, and Dunn is a strikeout victim. So back-to-back strikeouts for Josh Hendrickson to get started. And here comes James Wood. Again, if you missed it in the comments in the pregame show, James Wood just called up this morning from High A Wilmington. 6'6", 240 pounds. Number 1 prospect in the Washington Nationals organization. First pitch swinging, and he lines it into center field for a base hit. He was hitting .293 in Wilmington with 8 home runs and 36 RBIs. And he swings at the first pitch and lines it into center field for a base hit. Again, he was acquired in the Juan Soto trade last season in August by the Nationals, along with Robert Hassel. 1 and 2 prospects now for the Nationals moving forward. Donovan Casey now will bat. Casey, a part of a big trade that brought him to the Nationals organization as well from the Dodgers, as he fouls the first pitch out of play. Donovan Casey, the season before, was traded from the Dodgers to Washington, along with 2 other players, along with 3 other players in the trade that brought the Dodgers at the time both Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. Scherzer now with the Mets, Turner now with the Phillies. 0-1 pitch in the dirt, ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. As I said, Woods does have good speed. Stole 5 bases while he was in Wilmington as well. Casey hitting at just 181 as he stands in. 1 home run and 6 RBIs. 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Hendrickson takes a look over. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Hendrickson has had the Senators off balance in this first inning. Very interesting to see James Wood at 6'7" and Carlos De La Cruz holding him on at first base at 6'8". 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ripped hard and fouled on the third baseline. Think back to the famous line of John Kruk saying, "I ain't an athlete, lady, I'm a baseball player." You look at those 2 guys, those are 2 athletes at first base in De La Cruz and Wood. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Casey. Outside for a ball, it's 2-2. Josh Hendrickson, 25 years of age, originally born in Perth, Australia. Drafted out of the University of San Diego by the Phillies in 2019. 2-2 pitch. Up high again, ball 3. He was the 38th round draft pick of the Phillies. So here we are talking about guys who are first and second round draft picks. Some of these occasions and on some of these trades, Hendrickson a 38th round draft pick. Spent last year at Jersey Shore, but had shoulder surgery or left UCL issues last year. Was on the disabled list from April 17th to the end of August. And here's ball 4. So he got ahead of Casey and then loses him. So the single and now a walk. And Donovan Casey is on board. 2 on, 2 out for Tyrone Harris. Harris at 286 on the season. He's a designated hitter for the Senators today. 7 extra base hits, 4 RBIs on the year. Harris just 1 for 9 so far in this series. And Hendrickson comes with a fastball. That one gets it at the letters, and he gets ahead of Tyrone Harris. This is way inside on that. Now the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. That one fouled straight back. So Hendrickson now back to throwing strikes after striking out the first 2 batters in the game. And Wood hit him on the first, swung at the first pitch line into center field. Casey draws the walks. Now he's in a 1 ball, 2 strike count to Harris, who lifts this one. Will pop up down the first baseline. Carlos De La Cruz will drift back. He'll make the catch, and that'll do it for the Senators in the first. For Harrisburg, no runs, 1 hit. There were no errors, and 2 men left on base through a half inning. Senators, nothing. The Fightin' Phils to the plate for the first time when we come back after this on the Reading Fightin' Phils Radio Network.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wood campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers assistance and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and peace of mind and convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents or possible visitors want to have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Root for your Fightins in stock. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightins team store or rphils.com/shop.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of ROG Orthodontics two great hometown partners.
And great day at Sunday, July 9th. Meet with our public coach, and Saturday. You see many Phillies public volunteers ready on Sunday. Indoor and outdoor seating. For more info, our Phillies fan road trip and lunch, dinner, limited, company events, and fundraisers.
Madison Stokes leading off for the Fightin' Phils. As we head to the bottom half of the first inning, here is the lineup for Al Padrique. Madison Stokes obviously leading off and playing shortstop. Carlos De La Cruz in 2-hole. Johan Rojas is batting third. Matthew Kroon is the cleanup man. Nick Podgel bats 5th tonight. McCarthy Tatum is 6th. Oliver Dunn batting 7th. Max McDowell, the DH, bats 8th. And Cody Roberts will bat 9th for the Phils. Facing left-handed pitcher Alex Troop, who's got Stokes in a 1 ball and 1 strike count, and it misses outside. Troop, his 9th start of the season. He's 2-3 with a 4.82 earned run average. Started the first game of this series on Tuesday, lasted 5 innings, did not factor in a decision. He gets Stokes way out in front of an off-speed pitch, and now Madison Stokes in a 2 balls and 2 strike count. Now he'll call a timeout. In 37 1/3 innings pitched so far in the season, Troop has struck out 33. He's walked 18. Stokes 7 for 20 in this series, but 5 of his last 8, including a home run in the comeback for the Phils last night. He and the man in the on-deck circle, Carlos De La Cruz, went back-to-back in home runs, tie the game up at 4 in the 8th. This one lifted down the first base line and out of play. And Fightins were down 4-2. Got the two back-to-back solo home runs from Stokes and De La Cruz with 2 outs in the 8th inning. And they got the RBI single with the bases loaded by McCarthy Tatum to walk it off in the 9th. This one again fouled down the first base line and out of play as Stokes stays alive. Three balls and 2 strikes. Back through the middle, slowed down a little bit. Valera up with it, and he'll have it there in time. I'm not sure if Troop got a piece of that with his glove. It looked like it slowed down a little bit, either hitting the mound or Troop's glove, but it was Valera who scooped it up and threw him out, and that will do it for Stokes and the first out here in the first. Defense behind Alex Troop. Jackson Clough is in left field. James Wood is in center. Donovan Casey is in right field. Jack Dunn at first base today. J.D. DeRuta at second, the man who made that play. Leonel Valera is at short. Jose Sanchez is at third, and Blake Lidsley back behind the plate for the Senators as Carlos De La Cruz steps in and takes one for a strike, and it takes a second for a strike. I think De La Cruz thought that either one of those two was a strike, so he's in a no balls and 2 strikes hole. And that one almost hit him, bounced in front of his front left foot. De La Cruz now at 272 on the season, hitting his 10th home run of the season last night, as I said, with that home run that tied it up at 4-4. That was his 22nd RBI of the season. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And again, he bounces one up there. Troop a little disgusted with himself as he bounces back-to-back pitches up there. Just overthrew a curveball, it would appear, and bounced that one. I mean, the first one bounced right in front of De La Cruz's foot in the batter's box. That one bounced about 2 or 3 feet in front of home plate. So it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes to De La Cruz. And he fouls that one back. If you're De La Cruz and you've just seen him bounce a couple up there with that curveball, you got to think, all right, he's going to get back with a fastball, and he did. Carlos fouled it straight back. So it stays 2 balls and 2 strikes to De La Cruz. Swing and a miss, and that time he got the off-speed pitch over, and De La Cruz swings through it. That's out number 2 here in the first. And they'll bring up Johan Rojas. Rojas 7 for 20 on the season. Got a hit in his last at bat last night. And is now 7 for 20 in the season at 284 on the year. 2 home runs, 18 RBIs, 8 doubles, couple of triples. First pitch swinging, and he fouls that one back. Out of play. Another gorgeous afternoon here in baseball town. And Johan Rojas headed back to the dugout. He wants a little more sticky substance on his bat after fouling that one out of play. Again, Philly Fanatic is here. He'll be doing his thing. The Reading Phillies playing as the Reading Hot Dogs today on a Sunday afternoon family fun day. I'm sure the Fanatic will appreciate the Reading Hot Dog uniforms right up his sleeve. No balls and a strike to Rojas. That one misses low, and again on the breaking ball. So now 1 ball and 1 strike to Rojas. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. And misses low, and it's 2-1. Paul Romer calling the balls and strikes today. Pete Talkington is at first base. Jae-Young Kim is at third base today in their series finale. This one driven into left field. Clough going back to the warning track, looks up and says goodbye. Johan Rojas finds the Seattle Auto Group deck, and the Phils jump on top 1-0. Number 3 on the season for Johan Rojas, his 19th RBI of the year as well. And the Phillies draw first blood. The 9th home run surrendered by Alex Troop. I mentioned he gave up 2 home runs on Tuesday's opening game. That'll bring up Matthew Kroon. Kroon at 289 on the season. And the first pitch to him is over at the letters for a called strike one. Kroon 3 for 15 so far in this series. This one slapped through the right side, and that's into right field for a base hit. Matthew Kroon just went the other way with it, gets his 2-out single. And I'll bring up Nick Podkul. Podkul having himself another good series after a great road trip to Somerset. Podkul has continued swinging a good bat. He's 5 for 16 in this series. .333 batting average as he steps in. Today's our Phil's team leader, brought to you by cross-country mortgage loan officer Johanna Arias, is Nick Podkul with his .333 batting average. He's cross-country mortgage loan officer Johanna Arfil's team leader, Johanna Arias Arfil's team leader. Call her at 484-554-9969. 1 ball and no strikes to Nick Podkul. Checks his swing, but it's over for a called strike. So now it's 1-1. Matthew Kroon, second on the Phils in stolen bases, behind Johan Rojas, who leads them with 16. And that one misses low, and it's now 2 balls and a strike. Kroon with 10 stolen bases in 13 attempts so far on the year. That one misses outside. Now it's 3 balls and a strike. Podkul worked a big walk in that walk-off win on Friday night. The Johan Rojas got on, Podkul walked, and that set up Max McDowell for the 3-run home run. And the Phils, down by 2 at the time, took the W 10-9. So Podkul now in a 3 balls and 1 strike count. Podkul 26 years of age, turned 26 back on April the 11th. Played his college baseball at Notre Dame. There's a pickoff attempt, no problem for Kroon to get back. Podkul was with the Blue Jays organization. They're the ones who drafted him in the 7th round out of Notre Dame back in 2018. He was released by the Blue Jays last year in August and signed as a free agent with the Phillies in the offseason. 3-1 pitch, Kroon takes off, and Podkul drives one deep in the left field. Clough goes back to the warning track, and this one will hold up. He'll make the catch for the 3rd and final out. For the Phils in the 1st, they get a run on the Johan Rojas solo home run. They end up with 2 hits in the inning. They leave 1, and after 1, it's the Reading Fightin' Phils 1, the Harrisburg Senators nothing.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wood campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers amenities and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and peace of mind, convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices, apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us with lunch and a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Root for your Fightin's in stock. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightin's team store or rphils.com/shop.
ROD Orthodontics is the proud official partner of ROD Orthodontics by Marlon Frost. Choose great
See many Phillies players in the public volunteer act ready on Sunday. For info, watch our Phil's let the lunch, dinner, company events, and fundraisers. Visit our website at GoldenOaksGolfClub.com and follow Golden Oaks Golf Club and Bogies Pub on Facebook. Golden Oaks Golf Club, where great memories are made.
The area
work together to help raise awareness.
Leonel Valero will lead it off for the Senators here in the top half of the 2nd inning. 1-0 Fightin's on top. Valera at .214 on the season, but he is 4 for 9 in this series. Did not start the first couple of games of the series, but played the last two, and both at shortstop, as he is today, 4 for 9. Valera, originally from Venezuela, signed as originally by the Dodgers in 2015. The 0-1 pitch from the 1-0 pitch, from Hendrickson is over for a called strike. Valera didn't think so, so now he's going to call a timeout. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Leonel Valera. Signed by the Nationals in November of 2022 as a minor league free agent. Played last year in the Dodgers organization at Great Lakes and then at Tulsa. 88 games at AA Tulsa, hit .290 with 13 home runs. Only 2 home runs so far in the season in .214. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes to him. Swing and a miss, D-Reich 3. May have been a foul tip, didn't matter. Cody Roberts held on. And Josh Hendrickson starts the second inning like he started the first with a strikeout. He started the first inning with back-to-back strikeouts. So his third is out number 1 here in the second. That'll bring up Brady Lindsley. Lindsley, another of the left-handed hitters in this Senators lineup. And they've got a couple of left-handed hitters on their bench as well. And the first pitch outside for a ball. Swing and a miss, that breaking ball. Now it's 1-1 to Lindsley. Lindsley is now the predominant catcher for the Senators after Drew Millis, another top prospect in the Nationals organization, had called up right before this series began. He got called up to AAA Rochester. Now 2 balls and a strike to Lindsley, who's 1 for 9 in the series. Another breaking ball that misses outside, and now it's 3-1. This one ripped hard and foul. Bounces around and actually bounced into the Savage 61 dugout suite. Just took an odd carom. You don't usually get inside that suite, but it did. Everybody okay? That's the good thing. Mentioned about the promotion of Millis, and he was tearing it up for the Senators. He was hitting at .341 with 4 home runs and 19 RBIs. That was a team high. This one tapped to the right side. Carlos De La Cruz will take it. He'll toss it to Hendrickson, covering for out number 2. Carlos De La Cruz kind of stepped in, then took the step back as he saw the big hop coming, and appropriately enough, a Sunday hop on a Sunday afternoon, and then makes the toss to Josh Hendrickson for the second out. We'll bring up Jose Sanchez. First pitch to him is up high. Sanchez is just 184. He's 1 for 11 in the series, but he made the most of that one. It was a home run earlier in the series. 1-0 pitch to him. Just misses outside. Now it's 2-0. Jackson Clough, the number 9-hole hitter for the Senators in the on-deck circle if Sanchez can reach, and he will not, or at least he should not, as he pops this one straight up. Madison Stokes will call for it. He'll make the catch, and the Senators go 1, 2, 3 in the second. When we come back to baseball town, the Reading Fightin' Phils 1, Harrisburg Senators nothing.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre wood campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers guidance and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, peace of mind, convenient health care on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices, apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior
Phil's Root for your Fightin's in stock. Stop by the Brentwood Industries Fightin's team store or ourphils.com/.
ROG Orthodontics is the proud official partner of ROG Orthodontics by Harrisburg Center all day. Get your free ROG Orthodontics physical education with other outlets. Two great hometown parties.
See many Phillies players open the public volunteer back to Reading on Sunday. For info, watch your favorite art films like the lunch, dinner, lemonade, company events, and fundraisers. Visit our website at GoldenOaksGolfClub.com and follow Golden Oaks Golf Club and Bogies Club on Facebook. Golden Oaks Golf Club, where great memories are made.
They work together to help raise awareness about suicide and identify what we can do as a community to prevent it. People in need of assistance and support should call Crisis Intervention at 610-379-2007.
Visit rphils.com or call us at 610.
Last night's hero, McCarthy Tatum, leading off for the Phils here at the top of the second. And the first pitch from Troop was strike. The second one misses way outside, ball one. McCarthy Tatum with the bases loaded single off the base of the wall to end last night's game. This one he rolls foul and out of play. McCarthy Tatum with his 17th RBI to win it for the Phils. Again, they had him loaded up with one out in the bottom of the ninth last night. McCarthy Tatum drove one to right field. Thought for a second it might actually clear the fence and be a grand slam, but it landed at the base of the fence. And all they needed was a fly ball. He knew off the bat that he had ended the game. Regardless of what happened, the Senators had to outfield up to try to throw anybody out at home plate, but it didn't matter. McCarthy Tatum gets credit for a single and a game-winning RBI, but he'll strike out here to start things in the second. Second strikeout for Troop is out number one here in the second. That'll bring up Oliver Dunn. Oliver at 65 on the season, does lead the Phils in RBIs with 25, 4 for 15 in this series. Had a big two-run home run on Friday night as part of that comeback for the Phils. Phils came back a couple of times in that Friday night game. 1-0 Phils on top here. And swing and a miss there for Dunn. And 1 ball and 1 strike. Dunn, 10 doubles, couple of triples, 5 home runs. Up high, 2-1. Senators defense plays him to pull the infield away in the outfield. This one popped up on the third baseline. Mentioned that earlier, that they are also playing kind of shallow in right field. Donovan Casey, the right fielder, a bit up for somebody who has the pop in his bat that Oliver Dunn does. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dunn. Now it's way up high, and it's 3-2. Max McDowell in the on-deck circle for the Fightins. Again up high, and they'll appeal. He's down to Jae-Young Kim, the third base umpire, who says nope. Ball 4. First walk surrendered by Troop. And with 1 out, that will bring up Max McDowell. As I said, Max, the hero of Friday night's game with the 3-run home run. Part of last night's comeback as well. He got plugged with a pitch that loaded the bases up. Max, 241 on the season as he steps in. Designated hitter tonight, Cody Roberts, the catcher. He's in the on-deck circle. The first pitch bounces up there. Good block by Lindsley. Kept Oliver Dunn at first base. Again, Max McDowell with that 3-run home run on Friday night, the game winner when it was 9-7 Senators at the time. It was McDowell's 3rd home run of the year. Now with 13 RBIs in total. 1-0 pitch to him. Back through the middle, but a slow roller. Valera will flip it to second for 1. The relay by Arruda is in plenty of time for the 4-6-3 double play, 6-4-3, double play. That will end the second for the Phils. No runs, no hits. There were no errors and none left. 2 complete. It remains the Hot Dogs 1, Senators 0.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior living community on a 190-acre woods campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers extensions and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, peace of mind, convenient health care. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices, apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior
Train our Phillies of Cox. Root for your Fightins in stock. Stop by your Brentwood Industries Fightin's team store or rphillies.com.
Looking for a place to have the ultimate family fun at the Fightin Phillies game? Look no further. Every toss around an ice cold 20 ounce Pepsi feature your most exciting games and activities, including speed pitch, mini golf, ring toss, and peak factors, mascot autographs, a bounce and the incredible giant. Bring your family all the fun. They're next our Phillies like Capital Blue Cross Fund.
So go ahead, crack open a Pepsi and tell the world how you feel and what you love with Pepsi emojis. Say it with Pepsi.
Welcome back to FirstEnergy Stadium, top half of the third inning. Reading Fightin Phils won the Harrisburg Senators 0, and Jackson Clough will lead off for the Senators, facing Josh Hendrickson, who's looked solid for the Fightins so far through the first 2 innings, has 3 strikeouts, has surrendered just 1 hit. Clough hits it hard and foul. I'm joined in the broadcast booth by Sheik Mia from the Pennsylvania Virtual Charter School. First of all, Sheik, thank you for stopping by the broadcast booth today.
Oh, thank you for having me, Bob.
And one of the reasons why you're here, not only have you been a long-time supporter of Reading Fightin Phils baseball, but also helping bring the Philly fanatic to entertain the masses here today.
Absolutely, and you know, anybody who's from the Philly area, Bucks, Berks, any of the counties, loves the Philly fanatic. They grow up with it, and it's just awesome to be part of something where the fanatic gets to come out here on a Sunday, Memorial Day weekend at that, and entertain everybody here.
Yeah, I got to think about the fact that the Phils on a Sunday afternoon play as the Reading Hot Dogs. If that's not tailor-made for the Philly fanatic, for him to see these guys out there with hot dogs on their jersey, that's got to be like just right up his alley.
Now the question is, did the fanatic bring the hot dog gun up this way?
That's a great question. I guess we'll find that out in short order when he comes out and starts to do his thing. We just had the crazy hot dog vendor, which is, you know, kind of the Reading Phil's version of a mascot among others. Obviously the Screwball is their main mascot. They've got multiples, but the crazy hot dog vendor doing his thing on a hot dog kind of day, as Josh Hendrickson working now to JT Aruda and has him quickly behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. This one lined into center field, but Johan Rojas closed in, and he closed in too fast and went over his head, and Aruda will end up at second base. A rare misread of a ball off the bat for Johan Rojas. He broke in and then had to try to turn and go back, and it ends up going over his head into the wall. And so JT Aruda is a 1-out base runner with a double. But Chico, want to talk a little bit about Pennsylvania Virtual Charter School and tell us a little bit about your place of business, in addition to exactly what it is and how it's open to students from everywhere.
Absolutely. So we are a cyber charter school. We teach kids all over the state of Pennsylvania, including kids in Reading and the surrounding areas. We teach kindergarten through 12th grade. We provide all the parents with a laptop, books, anything pretty much that they need, including help with paying for internet. And we've been around over 23 years. The cool thing that we're doing, actually more prevalent right now, is we actually have a free virtual summer camp that we're going to be doing starting June 20th, running all the way through July 28th. Anybody can be part of this summer camp, whether you are in this part of the state or the western part of the state, even outside of the state. So what's fun about that is that if you're going on vacation but you want your kids to do something that is educational while you're on vacation, you can still take part in this, and you can pick and choose what days you go to, as we are doing classes from 10 a.m. to noon, and we do a lot of fun things. So we do everything from science experiments to things with the great outdoors to stuff with art. And we got a few guests and a few places we'll be going to too. If you're familiar with what we did in the past couple of years, the Reading Phillies were nice enough to give us a few tours.
Ball popped up. Cody Roberts will make the play in front of the fence. Big out there for Hendrickson for out number 2 here in the 3rd inning. So the summer camps that you're talking about, you don't have to currently be a student with the charter school to to participate in those camps.
Correct. You don't have to be a student of the charter school. You honestly don't even really have to be interested in our charter school per se. This is more so something we're doing just for the community, especially for those families that just want their kids to do something that's fun and unique for a couple hours a day during the summertime, and make sure that they continue to learn a little bit, because as we know, any parent who's had a child, especially a younger one, in elementary or middle school, they have a tendency to forget what they've learned over the past couple months.
I can attest to that all the way back when I used to go to school a long time ago. James Wood bats. Dan James Wood, one of the top prospect now in the Washington Nationals organization, acquired in that Juan Soto trade last year from the San Diego Padres, singled his first time up. Just called up from Wilmington this morning. 1 ball and 1 strike to him. Swing and a miss that time at the big old curveball he did not catch up to. So students can come to the Pennsylvania Virtual Charter School from anywhere in the state of Pennsylvania. All they have to do is be interested, and how can they find out more information about attending your charter school?
Simply just go to our website, pavirtual.com. If you check this out, we have all information about the school, about specific grades, about our summer camp, and other fun things that we do too. Not to mention that we will be here at FirstEnergy Stadium a few times during the summer as well, so you can come by and say hello while we're here too. But if you want something immediate, pavirtual.com. We do have virtual open houses, both live and on demand, if you want to get some info on that too.
Big swing and a miss there for James Wood, and that will retire the Senators in this 3rd inning. Well timed, Sheik, on your getting everything in on your camps. We appreciate you stopping by and spending a little bit of time with us here in the broadcast booth. And thank you as well for your partnership with the Reading Fightin Phillies.
Thank you too, and thank you for always making me feel welcome.
You betcha. We'll take a timeout, back with more from FirstEnergy Stadium right after this on the Reading Fightin Phillies Radio Network.
Cornwall Matters, active senior-living community on a 190-acre open campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers assistance and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, peace of mind, and convenient health care on site. Cornwall Matters offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit, lunch averages, and learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmatter.org. Cornwall Matters, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Root for your Fightins and stats. Stop by the FirstEnergy Fightins team store or
Every time you grab an ice cold 20-ounce Pepsi, you'll find Pepsi emoji inside.
Looking for a place to have the ultimate family fun after Fightin Phillies game? Look no further past Capital features multi-exciting games and energy stuff, including speed pitch, mini golf, ring toss, and push mascot, a bounce, and incredible giant.
Tell the world how you
Cody Roberts will lead it off for the Fightin Phillies here in the 3rd. 1-0 Reading on top. And we thank Sheik Mia for stopping by, and we thank the Pennsylvania Virtual Charter School for their sponsorship here at FirstEnergy Stadium and helping to bring the Philly Fanatic, who's doing his thing right in front of me as Cody Roberts steps up to the plate facing Alex Troop. And And 1 ball and 1 strike now to, 2 balls and 1 strike now to Cody Roberts, hitting at 180 on the season. Roberts played in Thursday's game in this 6-game stand. Or 0 for 4 in that day. And swing and a miss here. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Great job by Josh Hendrickson last inning after giving up that double to Aruda. Coming back, getting a foul pop-up and then striking out James Wood to get out of it. It's 5 strikeouts now for Josh Hendrickson through the first 3 innings. 1-0 Fightin's on top thanks to Johan Rojas' first inning home run. Cody Roberts leading things off here in the 3rd and takes one up high, and it's now 3 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be top of the order in Madison Stokes, and then Carlos De La Cruz due up here for Al Padrique's Reading Fightin' Phils. Skipper down the 3rd baseline. Ray Ricker coaching at first base as this one's lifted into right field. Donovan Casey will take a couple of steps back and squeeze it for out number 1 here in the 3rd.
Shortstop Madison Stokes.
Bottom half of the 3rd inning presented to you by Swartz Culleton PC. Swartz Culleton represents injury victims in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. If you've been injured, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Madison Stokes grounded out to shortstop his first time up. And fouls this one out of play. Stokes at 282 on the season when this game began. Madison now 26 years of age, played his college baseball for South Carolina, but he rips this one in and hooks just foul down the line. Started out in fair territory. Jose Sanchez, the 3rd baseman, made the leap but couldn't get it, and by the time it got over his head, it started hooking foul and ended up in the Senators' bullpen. So 1 ball and 1 strike now to Madison Stokes. Madison originally from Columbia, South Carolina, so he stayed home to play his college baseball for the Gamecocks. He was a 4-year starter at South Carolina. That one's up high. And he has shown his versatility here in his time in Reading. Last year he played all 4 infield positions, left field and center field. Was in right field last night to start the game, or 2 nights ago. This one rolled again to shortstop. Valera will make the throw across in time for out number 2. So Stokes, 2 trips to the plate and both ground balls to the shortstop spot. That'll bring up Carlos De La Cruz. De La Cruz struck out his first time up. Ended up taking a couple of fastballs early in the count that he did not think were strikes. And then got fooled on a curveball, and that struck him out in the 1st. This one up high with the fastball. De La Cruz coming into the game 272 on the season. One of the top prospects in the Phillies organization. Talking about some of the top prospects for the Nationals in this game for the Senators. Carlos, the number 9 prospect in the Phillies organization, was undrafted coming out of high school in New York in 2017. Now 2 balls and no strikes to him. Now it misses again. It's 3-0. So he came out of high school undrafted and yet has worked his way up the chain. Having a really solid year so far for the Fightins. That's ball 4. So Carlos De La Cruz is on base by way of a walk. The second walk surrendered by Alex Troop. And he missed on all 4 of those pitches. And that'll bring up the man who is the difference right now on the scoreboard, Johan Rojas, who deposited one on the deck in left field his first time up for his 3rd home run of the season. He'll stand in now with De La Cruz at first base and 2 down. Bottom half of the 3rd inning. First pitch to Rojas is over for a called strike. Johan takes a look down at Al Padrique at 3rd base. Philly Fanatic now on top of the Fightin's dugout. And that one's in the dirt. Not good block by Lindsley. Does not allow Carlos De La Cruz to get anywhere. Fight right at the Big Phils, of course, on the road. They'll be in Atlanta tonight trying to take that series. They've already taken the first 2 games of that 4-game series. It's scheduled for a 7:10 start time. 1 ball and 1 strike to Johan Rojas. Fouls another one out of play, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Take a trip around the Phillies organization coming up later on in this game. Catch you up to date with what's happening with the other teams around the Phillies chain. all of whom, of course, are in action on this Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Johan Rojas. This one lifted straight up in the infield. Who's going to take charge of it? Everybody's around it. It'll be the second baseman, JT Arruda, who will call for it and catch it for the third and final out for the Phils in inning number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was 1 man left on base through 3 complete in Baseball Town. It remains Reading 1, Harrisburg 0.
Cornwall Manor is an active senior-living community on a 190-acre campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers independence and opportunities, wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and peace of mind, convenient health care. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices, apartments to homes, respecting residents, welcome visitors, lunch, and a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior training.
Root for your Fightin and stop by your Brentwood Industries Fightin Steam Store or
Every time you grab an ice cold drink, you'll find Pepsi emojis.
Look at this place to have the ultra family fun after fighting Phil's game. Let you know programs, past information from the coaching staff, players, and control of exciting games and entertainment. And the Lebanon Flea Pitch, mini golf, ringside, and baby factors. Visit our about and check it out. Incredible giant.
Tell the world how you
Top half of the 4th inning, 1-0 our score. Reading Fightin Phils on top of the Harrisburg Senators. Donovan Casey will lead it off for the Senators, followed by Tyrone Harris and Leonel Valera. That's 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup today for the Senators. Facing left-handed pitcher Josh Hendrickson, who misses with his first pitch. Swing and a miss at the off-speed pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hendrickson with just 1 walk. He's given up 2 hits. He struck out 5 through 3 innings. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled straight back. So he's again ahead on a hitter. Man in center field, Johan Rojas, would probably tell you first and foremost that it should only be 1 hit. Again, just misplayed a line drive right at him at JT Arruda. Kind of broke in on him, and he needed to break back a couple steps and misplayed it. Turned into a double. This one ripped into the left center field gap. There's no doubt about that one being in the gap and in for extra bases as McCarthy Tatum will field it off the fence. And Donovan Casey has himself a double. He's been on base both times now. His 2nd double of the season. This one a leadoff double for the Senators. Will bring up Tyrone Harris. So again, Hendrickson gave up the double last inning before getting the next 2 outs. We'll try and do something similar here with Harris batting, who popped up to Carlos De La Cruz at first base his first time up. Philly fanatic in a showdown with Screwball on top of the Phillies dugout in between innings. That's one fouled out of play. That's a Karam shot. Came back hot. Fortunately, hit the roof above the grandstand. Takes some of the steam out of it. Harris at 286 on the season as he began today's game. 0-1 pitch to him is up high for a ball. This one again popped up towards Carlos De La Cruz, this time in foul territory. He'll make the catch, so Harris pops up to Carlos De La Cruz for the 2nd time. Another big out for Hendrickson. For out number 1 here in the 4th, that'll bring up Leonel Valera. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. Another fantastic crowd on hand here at FirstEnergy Stadium. The Fightins will be back here on Tuesday, June 6th. Begin another 6-game homestand. Thursday night, Friday night, fireworks. First pitch to Valera is outside for a ball. Saturday night features Mega Blast fireworks. Last night's Mega Blast fireworks went on for a while, and they were indeed mega. They were tremendous fireworks last night after the game was over with. Swing and a miss here, and 1 ball and 1 strike now to Valera. Sunday is a photo day with our Phil's players. Tickets remain at 610-370-BALL, or you can order online at ourphils.com. One ball and 1 strike to Leonel Valera with a man on second base and 1 out, top half of the 4th. Right there at the knees for a called strike 2. Hendrickson has been really consistent with his pitches. One-two pitch, curveball, checks his swing. As the pitch is in the dirt, good block by Cody Roberts to make sure that Donovan Casey cannot move up. Now Roberts wants to call a timeout and have a conversation with Hendrickson. Count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Assume when that happens, there must have been a cross-up of some kind. Roberts was expecting a different pitch than what he saw. And again, there is a runner on second base, and oftentimes teams will change their signals with a man on second base, and sometimes that can lead to the confusion. So 2-2 now to Leonel Valera with a man on second and 1 out. Just misses outside. Now the count is full. Hendrickson has just walked the 1 at this point, but he's now 3-2 on Valera. Lifted straight away to center field. Johan Rojas will take a couple of steps back, squeeze and make the catch. Casey tags and bluffs going with Rojas with the strong arm. Fires it to Nick Podkul in the air, and Casey stays put. That's 2 down. Talk so much about Johan Rojas' ability to track balls in center field, but he also has a very strong arm as well. Casey was not going anywhere, but he made him throw it just to make sure, as Brady Lindsley now will step up. Lindsley grounded out to Carlos De La Cruz at first base, his first time up, and this one is popped up in the infield again. De La Cruz will charge in. Carlos, Cody Roberts both there, and De La Cruz at 6'8" just says, I got it, Cody, no problem, over the top of him. They laugh, they chuckle, they high-five, and the Senators are retired as a result on the pop-up to Carlos De La Cruz. No chance for Cody Roberts against the 6'8" Carlos De La Cruz. The Senators are retired. They got a hit in the inning, and we are through 3.5 in baseball town. It remains 1-0. The Reading Fight Phillies on top of the Harrisburg Senators.
Cornwall Matters. As a single community on a 109-acre woods campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers assistance, opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, peace of mind, convenient health care on site. Cornwall Matters offers a range of residential choices, apartments to homes, respecting residents, parking, visitors, lunch, and learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmatters.org. Cornwall Matters, celebrating 70 years of senior training.
Root for your Fightins and Scouts. Stop by your friends and Fightins team store or ourphils.com.
Every time you grab an ice cold drink, you'll find a Pepsi emoji inside.
Please have the option to buy my card after fighting Phil's game. Let you know programs, information from the coaching staff, player roster, and features some of the exciting games
Matthew Kroon will lead things off for the Phils here in the fourth. 1-0 Fighting is on top. Pitchers duel so far in this one between the two lefties, Alex Troop and Josh Hendrickson. Kroon with a base hit his first time up. One of 2 hits so far for the Fightins. Big one, the solo home run by Johan Rojas. That's the difference on the scoreboard. 2-0 to Kroon. And this one through the middle, and it's stopped by Valera. Throw across the diamond will never get the speedy Matthew Kroon. Nice play by Valera, but he got no shot to throw out Matthew Kroon, who can run really well. So Matthew Kroon is now 2 for 2. The Phils have a leadoff man on here in the fourth inning for Nick Podkul. Podkul flew out to the warning track in left field his first time up. Nick, team leader in batting average at .333. 8 extra base hits, 4 of which are home runs. And that one's up high. Oh, it's at the letters for a called strike. As I said, Kroon has good wheels on the base path. 10 out of 13 in the stolen base category. Decent lead from Matthew. And the 0-1 pitch this one is definitely outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Podkul. McCarthy, Tatum in the on-deck circle for the Fightins here in the bottom of the fourth. This one down the third baseline. Valera Sanchez with the backhanded stop, and the throw to second pulled him off the bag. No, it did not. Matthew Kroon is out. I thought for a second that Aruda came off the bag to make the catch, but he did hold the bag. Oh, they're going to say it was a foul ball. I thought it was foul off the bat. And then when Sanchez did the right thing by making the play, but I never saw the signal. But I thought off the bat it was a foul ball. So it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Podkul. Sanchez fielded it on the foul side of the third base line. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pickoff attempt. Kroon dives back in without a problem. Good lead for Matthew, but not a huge lead. Again, you get a left-handed pitcher on the mound. Phil's had some issues in that first game against Troop and getting picked off. Comes to the plate here. Swing and a miss, and Podkul is retired. Big swing that time for Nick Podkul, comes up empty. That's the 3rd strikeout for Podkul. First out here in the fourth. McCarthy Tatum, who was a strikeout victim his first time up, will step up. Tatum 6 for 15 now in the series. Of course, the big one, the game winner last night in the bottom of the 9th. Sent the Phils to a 5-4 W. Checks his swing here to pitch that's low. The next pitch from Alex Troop will be his 65th. No movement as of yet in the Senators bullpen. Nothing in the Reading bullpen as well. Here's another pickoff attempt. Wouldn't think so, especially in the Reading case. Hendrickson's looked really good so far through 4 innings. For that matter, so is Troop. Only difference in the scoreboard is the 1 home run. That's it. Kroon takes his lead off of first. Maybe another half of a step of a lead for Kroon. The pitch to Tatum is way outside. It's 2-0. McCarthy, 26 years of age, originally from Clovis, California, plays college baseball at Fresno State. Midwest Conference Player of the Year in 2019. Hit .356 at Fresno State. Hits this one foul. It's a 10th round draft pick of the Phillies in 2019. Last year in Reading in 28 games, hit just .206. 32 games at Jersey Shore, hit .264. Combined 8 home runs between the two. It's .260 as this game began. This one's way inside. Now it's 3-1 to McCarthy Tatum. Troops only walked 1 to this point. Actually, he's walked 2 to this point. Well, Gayla Cruz last inning in 4 pitches. Another pickoff attempt, no problem for Kroon to get back. That's 2 disengagements now. 3 balls and a strike to Tatum. Kroon will take, nope, he bluffed, and that's ball 4. Now the Phils have 2 men on.
That's another hot dog's walk. Walk into your dream home with realtor Stephanie Young.
3rd walk surrendered by Troop, and a chance for Oliver Dunn to do some damage here with 2 on and 1 out here in the 4th for the Fightins. Dunn walked his first time up. Now timeout is called as Troop wants to talk to his catcher, Brady Lindsay. Give us a chance to talk to you about the Manor Golf Club, established in 1928 as one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania. Located conveniently between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown in Sinking Spring, Manor Golf Club offers a true test of golf on a traditional championship-style golf course. Shot making takes precedence over length. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more information. Oliver Dunn on base. Last time of the walk, looking to do some damage here with 2 men on base for the Phils and 1 out in the 4th. Kroon the runner at second, he singled. Tatum the runner at first, he walked. First pitch to Dunn is over for a called strike 1. Troop takes a look back, Kroon starts to head back, comes to the plate, this one lifted towards left field. Jackson Clough going back, all the way back to the wall and makes the catch up against the fence. And everybody will have to go back as Oliver Dunn hit it to the wall in left field for the 2nd out of the inning. That'll bring up Max McDowell. McDowell ended the 2nd inning by grounding into a double play. First pitch, outside again for a ball. Brady Lindsay slides across on his knees to make the catch on a pitch outside. That wasn't terribly far outside, but he's very good at doing that. So he's done that a number of times in some pitches in the dirt. It's a very nice job behind the plate defensively. One-0 pitch. Again low, and it's 2-0. Still all quiet in the Senators bullpen. 72 pitches now for Troop to this point. Here's his 2-0 pitch. This one driven into center field. Wood going back and will drift back and make the catch. And that'll do it as McDowell hits it to the deepest part of the ballpark, and that will end the 4th for the Phils. No runs. 1 hit, 2 left, 4 complete at America's Classic Ballpark, and it remains a 1-0 lead for the home team, the Reading Fightin Phils.
Cornwall Matters, active seniors and community on 100 community organizations and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, peace of mind, convenient healthcare on site. Cornwall Matters offers a range of residential services, apartments to homes, prospective residents on monthly visit and lunch opportunities. Learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmatters.org. Cornwall Matters, celebrating 70 years of senior training.
Root for your Fightins and staff. Stop by your
Reading Fight Phillies team store or
Top half of the 5th inning, 1-0 Reading Fightin Phils as the Senators come to the plate here in the top of the 5th. Jose Sanchez will lead it off against left-hander Josh Hendrickson. Again, another pop foul, but this one will drift out of play. Sanchez, Jackson Clough, and JT Arruda, the top of the order, will be due up for the Senators here in the 5th. Sanchez popped up his first time up. This one into dirt. Hendrickson has forced several infield pop-ups over the course of this game. And here's a big swing and a miss. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Sanchez. Also has 5 strikeouts so far in this one. And make it 6 as Sanchez comes up empty. 1 down here in the 5th. Jackson Clough, who struck out his first time up, will bat. The 9 spot in this Senators lineup has been a highly productive position. Even with Clough strike out his first time up, over the course of this series, the 9 hole for the Senators is now a combined 11 for 19. They've scored 8 runs and they've driven in 7. Clough has been a big part of that. He's now 8 for 12 in this series. And the first pitch to him is inside for a ball. And that one catches the outside corner for a call, strike 1. So Delino DeShields, the manager for the Harrisburg Senators, has to be awfully happy with the production he's got out of the 9 spot. The 8 spot's been pretty good as well, but the 9 off the charts. 1-1 pitch is beaten foul and off the facing of the Savage 61 dugout suite. Again, as I mentioned, the Philadelphia Phillies in action beginning in about an hour or so in Atlanta. Dylan Covey, who was just signed by the Phillies off the waiver wire from the Dodgers, will get the start against Spencer Strider. And another strikeout for Hendrickson. Back-to-back strikeouts to start this 5th inning. 7 strikeouts now for Josh Hendrickson. And 2 outs at the top of the order in JT Arruda, who started the game with a strikeout and then doubled his last time up. 1 of 3 hits for the Senators at this point. Checks his swing there, and they say he goes around. Lehigh Valley will be in action. It's beginning in about 15 minutes against Buffalo. Iron Pigs are now 24 and 25 on the season. Breaking ball is fouled out of play. That's a hot one. So it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes to JT Arruda. Jersey Shore won earlier this afternoon. The Blue Claws are now 22 and 20. They beat Aberdeen 3-1. This one lined into center field. Johan Rojas says, "You're not getting me again." He had that one right in his sights, barely had to move an inch, and makes the catch for the 3rd and final out as the Senators go in order in the 5th. We head to the bottom of the 5th. When we come back to Baseball Town, it remains a 1-0 advantage for the Reading Fight Phils.
Cornwall Matter is a senior living community on 100 which caters to Cornwall living counties. The community offers expansions and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, peace of mind, convenient health care on site. Cornwall Matter offers a range of residential choices, apartments to homes, prospective residents, along with visitors, lunch and entertainment. Learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmatter.org. Cornwall Matter, celebrating 70 years of senior care.
Root for your friends and Scouts. Stop by your friendly Fightin team store or ourphils.com.
Active senior living community on 190-acre wood campus in Cornwall living county. The community offers expansions and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, peace of mind, convenient health care on site. Cornwall Matter offers a range of residential choices, apartments to homes, prospective residents, visitors, lunch and entertainment. Learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmatter.org. Cornwall Matter, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Cody Roberts will lead it off for the Phils here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Alex Troop back out there for the Senators. 73 pitches to this point in time. Cody Roberts flew out his first time up. This one a slow roller to Valera at shortstop. Plenty of time across the infield for out number 1 here in the 5th inning.
Please welcome our next key junior PA announcer.
5th inning brought to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, Pennsylvania, outside of Lebanon. Madison Stokes now will bat for the Phils. High school baseball, by the way, will be here in Baseball Town on Tuesday. District 3 Championship. It's a doubleheader starting at 4:30 as Madison Stokes takes one up high for a ball. The AAA Championship will be Camp Hill against Trinity at 4:30. And then the second game of the doubleheader is the 6A Championship. Wilson Bulldogs, the Berks County runner-up, get a chance to win a district championship at the 6A classification. They'll take on Cedar Cliff at 7 o'clock right here at America's Classic Ballpark. Madison Stokes drives one into shallow left field. Going to be a long run for Jackson Clough, and he won't get there. It will fall in front for a base hit. Stokes took a big turn and has to dive back in. A little bit of indecision between Clough and Valera, and it falls for a base hit. Madison Stokes will take the Texas Leaguer. He's on board with 1 out here in the 5th for Carlos De La Cruz. So again, even though the Fightin Phils will be on the road beginning with a series against the New Hampshire Fisher Cats on Tuesday, America's Classic Ballpark never sleeps. We'll have a doubleheader of high school baseball. Concession stands will be open. Come on out and watch a couple of really good baseball games. And the district championships on the line for both of them right here at FirstEnergy Stadium. De La Cruz 0 for 1 on the night. This one in the hole. Valera backhander, and he cannot make the throw. He's going to have to try to hurry and throw it off balance to get Stokes. We'll see how they call it. Probably be a base hit. And 2 on now and 1 out for the Phils. It's a base hit for De La Cruz. And Johan Rojas, who had the solo home run in the first, will now bat. He also popped up in the infield in his 2 plate appearances. So again, the Phils with some men on base here for the second straight inning. With 2 on and 1 out. Trying to give Josh Hendrickson a little breathing room. Some action in the both bullpens. Looks like Matt Seelinger up and throwing in the Phils bullpen. First pitch to Rojas is low for a ball. Left-hander Garvin Alston throwing in the Senators bullpen. 1-0 pitch coming to Johan Rojas. That's over for a called strike. Troop surrendering his 9th home run of the season to Rojas in the first inning. And 3 of them have come in this series. Beats this one foul and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Rojas. Back-to-back singles by Stokes and De La Cruz here in the 5th. Phil's looking for a little padding for Hendrickson. See if he comes back out for the 6th. If Seelinger's getting warmed up, in the event he gets in trouble. In the dirt, 2-2. And Hendrickson has been highly efficient. 7 strikeouts along the way. 3 hits given up. Great effort to this point. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Johan Rojas. Lifted into center field. Wood broke in, now goes back. Plenty of room out there. He'll make the catch. Stokes tags up, makes him throw it in. Not have any thoughts of really actually tagging up and moving up. So that's 2 down now here in the 5th inning. And Matthew Kroon, who's 2 for 2 on the day, will step to the plate. Kroon among the team leaders in RBIs. Oliver Dunn leads the Phils in RBIs with 25. De La Cruz and Kroon each with 22. First pitch, swing and a miss. Now it's low. First baseman Jack Dunn way off the bag. allowing Carlos De La Cruz to really take an extended lead. If Kroon can find something in the gap, Carlos could score. And Kroon slapped one through that right side for his first hit. This one he pulls foul and out of play. Slap towards short. Valera up with it, flips to second in time for the force out. And that'll again do it for the Phils here in the fifth. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left, 5 complete in baseball town. It remains the Reading Hot Dogs 1, Harrisburg Senators nothing.
Community organizations and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and useful programs, peace of mind, convenient healthcare on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices from to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit lunch hours to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Stop by your community organizations and opportunities for wellness as well as educational and useful programs. Peace of mind, convenient healthcare on site. Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices, apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us to lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Cheers to 1893 locally blended coffee. A delicious balancing act of premium and dips from the makers of FirstEnergy.
Alberta University Golden Wolves call to the bullpen will indeed bring Matt Seelinger in to pitch for Josh Hendrickson. So an outstanding effort tonight for Hendrickson. Can win it, he cannot lose it with a 1-0 advantage for the Phils as Jack Dunn will lead it off for the Senators here in the 6th. Dunn 0 for 2 on the night. Seelinger making his 8th appearance since being activated. Began the season in Clearwater on a rehab. 1-0 with a 1.00 ERA in those 7 appearances. He's pitched a total of 9 innings, 9 strikeouts, 8 walks. One count to Jack Dunn. Up high for a ball, it's 2-1. Swing and a miss at the off-speed pitch. Looked like a changeup that time from Seelinger, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the line for Hendrickson, 5 innings, 3 hits, did not give up a run, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. Now they'll turn it over to the bullpen, and Seelinger gets the first out with a strikeout again. So this first strikeout, obviously, for Seelinger, the 8th by the Senators so far today. That'll bring up James Wood. Again, if you missed earlier in the game, James Wood just brought up to the Senators from Wilmington this morning. In Wilmington, he was hitting .293 with 8 home runs and 36 RBIs, the #1 prospect in the Washington Nationals organization. Acquired along with Robert Hassel, who's on this Senators team in the Juan Soto trade. 5 prospects the Nationals got. One of them, C.J. Abrams, 2 of them actually. C.J. Abrams, a shortstop. Left-handed pitcher Mackenzie Gore are already in Washington pitching for the Nationals. The fifth prospect, right-handed pitcher Jarlin Susana, is in Single-A Fredericksburg. The number one prospect, Wood, and the number two prospect, Hassel, are both here now with the Senators. 1-0 pitch is driven and foul down the right field line. That's the power that Wood possesses. Scouts say hit is a plus, power is a plus for James Wood. Also, speed is a plus, and the arm also very good. Question is whether he'll play center field, whether Hassel will be the center fielder. They're both center fielders at this point. There's a one slap to right side. Carlos De La Cruz will help give it to Seelinger for the cover, and that's out number 2. So Wood singled in his first at bat, struck out in the second, and then the hopper to Carlos Wood that retires him here in the 6th. That's 2 down. And that'll bring up Donovan Casey. Casey on base both times in this game. Walked in the first, doubled in the 4th. Top half of the 6th inning, 1-0 Reading on top. Every game in this series started out like it was going to be a pitching duel, but eventually that went away. Last night was a pretty good pitching matchup. Turned out to be a 5-4 game with the Phils winning it in the bottom of the 9th. It was 4-2 going into the bottom of the 8th, where the Phils tied it up with a couple of home runs by Stokes and De La Cruz, and then won it in the bottom of the 9th. Now it's 1-0 to Donovan Casey. Seelinger right back with the fastball that he blows by Casey, and it's 1-1. That's up high, and it's now 2-1. Garvin Alston continues to throw in the Senators bullpen. We'll see if he doesn't come in for the bottom of the 6th for Harrisburg. 2-1. Up high again, it's 3-1. Yeah, Seelinger began the season in Clearwater on an injury rehab, making his 8th appearance since coming to Reading. Swing and a miss again, and Casey that time fooled on the off-speed pitch, and now the count is full. Now Casey calls timeout. 3-2, 2 outs, the top of the 6th. Seelinger, 28 years of age. 45 appearances in Reading last year. This is a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it. Donovan Casey, strikeout victim to finish the 6th inning as the Senators go 1-2-3. Seelinger striking out 2 of them along the way. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th when we come back to America's Classic Ballpark. It remains a 1-0 Reading advantage.
Cornwall Matters, as a senior living community on 190 acres of campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers activities and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs. Peace of mind, convenient health care on site. Cornwall Matters offers a range of residential choices from apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit and lunch and a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmatters.org. Cornwall Matters, celebrating 70 years of senior training. More about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmatters.org. Cornwall Matters, celebrating 70 years of senior.
Vernon University Golden Wolves call the bullpen. Will bring in left-hander Garvin Alston out of the Senators bullpen. Alston, a left-hander, just like the guy who started, Alex Troop, 26 years of age. Alston making his second appearance in this series. And he faces Nick Podkol, misses with a ball to the first pitch. Podkol back with a second that's over for a called strike. Podkol 0 for 2 so far on the night. Flew out the left field at the fence and then struck out in the fourth. Phils have had a couple men on base in the last couple innings, but couldn't get any more damage against Troop. And now Alston takes over here in the sixth. Bounces that one up there. It's 2-1. Alston, originally from Phoenix, Arizona, was drafted by the Chicago White Sox in 2019 in the 37th round. We're talking about Josh Hendrickson being in the 38th round. Here's a 37th round pick. Was traded to the Washington Nationals in April of last year. This one is way outside. It's now 3-1. Last year in High A Wilmington, he made 29 appearances, went 4-1 with a 1.96 earned run average. I got him a promotion for the tail end of the season to the Senators. Made 4 appearances in Harrisburg. 5 1/3 innings, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. This one ripped into left field. Again, Case Clough will go back, and Nick Podkol has done it again. He's cleared the Seidel Auto Group deck this time. Podkol, with the solo home run, makes it a 2-0 running lead. Nick Podkol goes yard for the second straight night.
Left fielder McCarthy, Tatum.
Nick Podkol just will not let Al Padrique even think about taking him out of the lineup as he stays hot. 6th hit of this series, and now he's put the Phils on top 2-0 as McCarthy. Tatum will bat. Tatum takes a breaking ball for a called strike. McCarthy 0 for 1 on the night, struck out in the second, walked in the fourth. Phils looking for a split in this series if they can take the final game. This one right back through the middle, but played perfectly as JT Arruda had a little bit of trouble with it, but eventually gets the throw over there in time. And Tatum is denied, hit it hard. Second baseman playing and cheating up the middle. Takes away the base hit from Tatum instead. And that'll be 1 out now in the 6th for Oliver Dunn. Dunn walked in the second, drove Clough to the wall in left field his last time up for a fly out. So he's 0 for 1 on the night, now 4 for 16 in the series. Again, facing a left-hander in Alston. And the first pitch, a curveball, a good one. No activity in the Phils bullpen, so it looks like Matt Seelinger will get another inning. After a 1-2-3 top half of the 6th, there's another breaking ball from Alston that Dunn is way out in front of. Very encouraging effort this afternoon from Josh Hendrickson. As the Phils will go on the road now to New Hampshire. This one tries to get a third curveball against Dunn, but that time he bounced it up there. Again, Phils back in action a week from Tuesday, June 6th. They'll host Binghamton. They'll actually have back-to-back home series. After that series against Binghamton, then they'll welcome Hartford into FirstEnergy Stadium. June the 13th, that series will begin. This one back through the middle, and that one will get through for a base hit for Oliver Dunn. Hit number 5 in the series for Dunn. He takes a big turn around first base to make James Wood hurried up to get it back in the infield. Man on first and 1 out for Max McDowell. Max 0 for 2 so far in this one. Doing a double play in the second, flew out to center field his last time up. McDowell the DH for the Phils today. Takes this one for a called strike on the outside corner. 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Phils lead it 2-0. Couple of solo home runs for Reading so far today. And this one is inside. Now it's 1-1 to McDowell. As I said, the Phils back in action on Tuesday, June the 6th. That series Thursday night, Friday night, fireworks, Saturday night, Mega Blast fireworks, largest fireworks show in stadium history. It means it's got to be bigger than last night's, which was monstrous. This one again bounces up there. It's 2-1. Good block by Lindsley. And then Sunday of that series against Binghamton, it is photo day with our Phil's players. 610-370-BALL. Don't go to your tickets or order them online at ourphils.com. Join the masses. We have had great crowds throughout this series, and today will be another outstanding one. Last night's crowd of 8,959, the largest of the season. This one tapped towards the third baseline, but foul. Jose Sanchez fields it right in front of Al Pedrique. Phil's skipper played infield for a long time for a couple of Major League Baseball teams. Came up out of the New York Mets organization. Played for the Pirates in the late 1980s. Also for the Detroit Tigers. There's another one bounced up there. It's the second time that Alston has bounced a pitch up there in this at-bat for McDowell. So now the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cody Roberts in the on-deck circle, waiting for his chance here in the 6th. Popped up in the infield, shallow right field. Who's going to call it? The second baseman, Arruda, will call it, and he'll squeeze it for the out. That's 2 down now in the 6th. And here comes Roberts.
Catcher Cody Roberts.
Cody Roberts 0 for 2 in the day. Oliver Dunn, the runner at first base, he's singled. Run in on the inning so far on the home run by Podkul. Roberts trying to add to it. 2 down. Bluff move by Alston, but that is a disengagement whether he makes the throw over or not. Right now, both bullpens are quiet. They have been busy throughout this series. Breaking ball in the dirt. Alston played his college baseball at South Carolina Aiken. Well, he explains one of the reasons why he was a 37th round draft pick. 1-0 pitch is up high. Oh, it's at the letters. It's called strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Paul Romer has called that pitch consistently in this game. The high strike. 1-1. Cody Roberts knows that well since he's been the catcher today for the Phils. That one's right there for a strike again. It's 1-2. Philly Fanatic doing his thing for the fans before the Phils came to the plate here in the 6th. A little surfer action for the Fanatic today. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Roberts. Fisted down the right field line. Going to be a long run for Donovan Casey. And right on the line, he'll make the catch for the 3rd and final out of the inning for the Phils here in the 6th. But they do get a run. They do it on the solo home run for Nick Podkul. And after 6, the score now, the Reading Fightin Phils 2, Harrisburg Senators 0.
Cornwall Matters. After seniors in the community on 198 acres in Cornwall Living County. The community offers educational opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, and peace of mind, convenient health care on site. Cornwall Matters offers a range of residential choices for partners for homes, respecting residents of loves and business, lunch, and opportunities. Learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmatters.org. Cornwall Matters, celebrating 70 years of senior life.
Stop there.
opportunities for as well as educational and musical programs, seasonal convenient healthcare, all matters choices, partners to home, respected residents, learn more about the community, more information online at CornwallMatters.org. Cornwall Matters, celebrating 70 years of
Boldly blend this Coke. The delicious balancing act of premium ingredients from the makers of
Top half of the 7th inning, Matt Seelinger stays on to pitch another inning after a 1-2-3 6th. 2-0 Phils as Tyrone Harris will lead it off for the Senators here in the 7th. Harris 0 for 3 on the night, popped up to Carlos De La Cruz both times. De La Cruz has actually caught 3 infield pop-ups in this game. He's also fielded a couple of ground balls as well. As Seelinger gets ahead of a Harris, no balls and a strike on the foul tip. This one ripped into left field and fallen fast and in for a base hit. McCarthy Tatum will field it on a hop. Tyrone Harris is a leadoff base runner for the Senators here in the 7th. Hit number 4 for Harrisburg will bring up Leonel Valera. Valera struck out in the 2nd, flew out the center in the 4th in his 2 plate appearances. Phils will begin to stir a little bit in their bullpen. Also some activity in the Senators' bullpen as well. This one hit hard to third on a hop. Podko relay to Dunn is 1 and 2. De La Cruz is 2. Around the horn, 5-4-3 on the double play. That quickly, 2 out, nobody on. Nick Podko, who's played a really good defensive first base the last couple nights, making a play at third. Relay to Dunn right on the spot, and then Oliver Dunn with the throw to De La Cruz for the double play. And so now Brady Lindsay will bat with the bases empty and 2 down. It's like Keelan Kilgore getting up to start getting loose in the Phils bullpen. The only left-hander the Phils have in their bullpen. 0-1 pitch to Lindsay, coming from Matt Seelinger. Up high for a ball. Fist pump from Seelinger after they turned that double play. The old pitcher's best friend, Tyler Beck, is the pitcher warming up in the Harrisburg bullpen. 2 outs in the 7th. Again up high. It's 2-1. 2-0 Phils on a couple of long balls. One by Johan Rojas, one by Nick Podko. That's the difference on the scoreboard right now. 2-1 pitch. Hit hard on the right side. Dunn just cannot quite get a glove on it. And that'll be a base hit for Lindsay. So the second hit in the inning for the Senators. The double play making a big difference as Jose Sanchez now will bat. Infield pop-up and a strikeout so far in his 2 plate appearances. Sanchez again with only 1 hit in this series, and it was a home run. He's 1 for 13 in total. Great crowd on hand here this afternoon. Kids get to run the bases after it's over with. On a Burke's Packing Family Fun Day. The Reading Fightin Phils become the Reading Hot Dogs on a Sunday afternoon. As Seelinger gets ahead of Sanchez, no balls and a strike on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. This one lifted into center field. Johan Rojas will cruise over, and he'll catch it for the 3rd and final out. That'll do it for the Senators in the 7th. No runs, a couple of hits, 1 man left. 7th inning stretch time when we come back to America's Classic Ballpark. Reading 2, Harrisburg nothing.
Cornwall Matters, a senior-living community on a 190-acre wooded campus in Cornwall, Lebanon County. The community offers incentives and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, peace of mind, and convenient health care on site. Cornwall Matters offers a range of residential choices, apartments to homes. Prospective residents are welcome to visit us for lunch and have a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmatters.org. Cornwall Matters, celebrating 70 years of senior training.
A delicious balancing act of premium ingredients from the
Vernon University Golden Wolves called to the bullpen. Will bring in right-hander Tyler Beck for the Senators. Madison Stokes, the top of the order, leading off here in the bottom of the seventh for the Fightins, who lead it 2-0. Stokes fouling one back and out of play. Stokes 1 for 3 on the night and rolls one to shortstop again. Third time tonight that Stokes has been retired by Leonel Valera on ground balls, so he's 1 for 4 and one down here in the seventh. Carlos De La Cruz will bat. Carlos 1 for 2 on the night, walked and singled, in addition to striking out on his 3 plate appearances. Tyler Beck, 27-year-old right-hander, originally from South Bend, Indiana. Didn't play for the Fightin Irish, however, like Dick Podkill did. He went to the University of Tampa to play his college baseball. 2019 30th round draft pick of the Minnesota Twins. He was released by the Twins in May and signed by the Nationals 3 days later, May 16th. He was signed by the Washington Nationals organization. Here he is pitching for the Harrisburg Senators in a 2-0 game, 1 ball and 1 strike to Carlos De La Cruz. Breaking ball and a good one. De La Cruz was not expecting it. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Carlos. That one's low and it's 2-2. Fourth appearance for Beck since coming to the Senators. 4 2/3 innings, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks. And another strikeout here as he gets De La Cruz wailing away at a pitch way out of the strike zone. That's 2 down here in the 7th. 7th inning brought to you by Swartz-Culleton PC. Proud sponsor of the Reading Phillies. If you or a loved one is a victim of a nursing home neglect, call 1-800-JUSTICE today. Johan Rojas, 1 for 3 on the night, solo home run in the first. Got the Phils on top early. It's 2-0 Reading right now. Team leading 48th hit of the season for Johan Rojas, among the league leaders in that category, as he beats that one foul and out of play. His counterpart, Carlos De La Cruz, right behind him in the hit column on the Phils and in the league as well. Rojas, 49 hits, on the season, which has him, he was tied for 4th in the Eastern League coming in. De La Cruz was 6th. Carlos with his hit tonight, now with 47 hits on the year. Those two have been going toe-to-toe with one another throughout the year in that category. They're usually going toe-to-toe with one another in the dugout and in the batting cage. They are constantly on top of each other in some one way or another. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Johan Rojas. That one's into dirt. It's 2-2. Johan, the number 6 prospect in the Phillies organization, originally from San Francisco de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. Signed by the Phillies organization in 2018 for a grand total of $10,000. Boy, is that bet paid off well for the Phillies organization. This one ripped into left field, and he's done it again. Johan Rojas says goodbye as he clears the Enersys Power Alley Pub in left center field for his second home run of the night and a 3-0 Reading lead. Home run number 4 now for Johan Rojas, RBI number 20. And adds to the Phils' lead to make it 3-0 here in the bottom of the 7th. So the Phils playing a little long ball today. All solo shots, 2 of them now by Rojas and 1 by Podkul. Matthew Kroon will step in. Kroon 2 for 3 on the day with a couple of singles, and the first pitch to him is up high, is at the letters for a called strike 1. That one is outside. Now it's 1-1. This one popped up and drifting back and out of play. Landing on the roof over our heads here in the press box. The Reading Fight Phil's radio network, or watching this on MILB TV or on the Bally app. Welcome to Baseball Town, America's classic ballpark. There's a breaking ball for a called strike 3, and that'll do it for the Phils in the 7th, but more damage is done as Johan Rojas, with his second home run of the day, the 3rd for the Fight Phils, has given Reading now a 3-0 lead. We're through 7 in Baseball Town.
Cornwall Matters, active seniors and community community organizations and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs, peace of mind, convenient health care. Cornwall Matters offers a range of residential choices, apartments to homes, prospective residents, visit, lunch, chances to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmatters.org. Cornwall Matters, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
The Alvernia University Golden Wolves call the bullpen will bring Adam Leverett in for the Fightins to pitch here in the 8th. He'll face Jackson Clough, JT Arruda, and Jack Dunn. That's 9-1-2 in the Senators lineup. Matt Seelinger's numbers for the day: 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Great pitching effort to this point in time for the Fightins. Now it's Leverett's turn here in the 8th. Josh Hendrickson started. He went 5. Seelinger goes the 6th and the 7th. This one back through the box. And Jackson Clough, you just can't keep him contained forever. Gets his 9th hit of the series as he struck out his first 2 times up in this one, but he gets the base hit here. And the Senators looking to come alive here in the top of the 8th, down 3-0. Get a leadoff man on for with Jackson Clough in the top of the order now, JT Arruda. Clough's 9th hit of this series. And for the 9 hole in the Senators lineup, the 12th hit in this series. Clough has to be watched. He's 9 for 9 in the stolen base category as Arruda bats. And the first pitch to him is over for a called strike. Adam Leverett, the 24-year-old right-hander, makes his 13th appearance for the Phils. Here's the pickoff attempt. 11th in relief. He started 2 games for Reading as well. 0-1 with a 3.54 earned run average, 20 and a third innings pitched. Struck out 15 and has walked 7. Man on first, nobody out. Top of the 8th. This one lined to left side. Diving stop by Podkill. Up with the relay in time at second. They'll never get the double play, but a great job by Podkill. Takes a base hit away from JT Arruda and gets the force out and the lead man at second base as Clough is retired. 1 down now in the 8th. You have to watch Arruda as well. He's got good wheels. He's 12 for 14 in the stolen base category as Jack Dunn now will bat. First pitch from Leverett is up high for a ball. Nick Podkill has done a great job defensively at first base for the Phils in the last couple of nights and has played exceptional third base as well, and that's the best one of the night. 1-0 pitch. It's again up high, ball 2-0. Phil's pitching has walked only 1 so far in this game, and that has been a major difference for a staff that struggle with that category more often than not. Here's the pickoff attempt, and Arruda dives back in. Three 0 Fightins. Senators bat. 1 out here in the 8th. Done 0 for 3 on the night, and he misses up high again. It's 3-0. 95 on the radar gun from Leverett, but missed it way high. And the top prospect in the Nationals organization, James Wood, in the on-deck circle for Harrisburg. 3-0 pitch. Right there, get me over fastball, does exactly that. It's 3-1. That's the key right now for Leverett. Try to come back, throw strikes, can hit to get on. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 95-mile-an-hour fastball up high that Dunn could not catch up to. So now the count full. Back through the middle, Stokes makes the play. The relay from Dunn is in time as the Phils throw some leather at the Senators here in the 8th. A great play by Podkill, and then they turn the double play. Stokes to Dunn to De La Cruz for the 3rd and final out for the Senators in the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, none left. 7.5 complete. It remains the Fightins on top, 3-0.
Baseball opportunities for fitness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs. Peace of mind, convenient healthcare, Cornwall Manor offers a range of residential choices, apartments to homes, respectful residents, visit lunch and a chance to learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of senior living.
Alberta University Golden Wolves call the bullpen. Will bring in Odavi Javier for the Fightins. And first man facing him is Max McDowell. He lifts one down the third base, Nick Podkol lifts one down the third base line and foul and out of play. Podkol began the 6th with a home run. He leads off for the Phils here in the 8th, facing Javier. The 4th pitcher of the night for the Fightins. Javier, 26-year-old right-hander. Making his 5th appearance for the Senators. Second in this series. He's 1-0 with a 9.64 earned run average. As he faces Nick Podkol, 1 for 3 on the night with that solo home run. This one hit hard down the third baseline. It's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. So the Phils with some defense in that 8th inning. Great diving stop by Podkol, and then the well-turned double play from Stokes to Dunn for the 2. And here's one that's going to go into center field. We'll see how they score that. Valera kind of lifted his glove up a little bit, expecting a hop that he didn't get, and it went under his glove for what'll probably be a base hit for Max McDowell. For Podkol. It's the second time I've called him Max McDowell for some reason. But Podkol gets his 2nd hit of the night. Nope, they are going to call that an error. So first error of the ball game. It puts Podkol on first base with nobody out for McCarthy Tatum. Tatum 0 for 2 on the night. Walked back in the 4th. Sandwiched around a strikeout and a ground out. So Podkol takes his lead off of first. Nobody out in the 8th and a 3-0 Phils lead. Davi Javier was originally signed by the Atlanta Braves as a free agent in 2014 from the Dominican Republic. Signed by the Nationals in November, and now there's a pitch inside that gets the hands of McCarthy Tatum, so he's now a base runner. And again, the Phils get hit in this game. My memory is correct. That's number 6 that the Phils have been hit by a pitch in this series. Tatum was hit twice in the same game a couple of nights ago. So he's on board now with 2 on. And nobody out for Oliver Dunn. Oliver 1 for 2 on the night. Singled his last time up. Also walked in this one. Podkol at second, Tatum at first. And the first pitch from Javier to Dunn is a ball. Javier back and forth between AAA Rochester and Harrisburg a couple of times over the course of this season. Began the season with Rochester. Gets this one at the outside corner for a called strike. Sent back down to Harrisburg on May 5th and back up to Rochester on May 14th. And right before this series, began right back here to Harrisburg. 1-1 pitch is over for a called strike 2. Made 7 appearances for the Red Wings. 12 2/3 innings, struck out 8, walked 8. As I mentioned, this is his 5th appearance as a member of the Senators as he misses this one outside. Now it's 2-2 to Dunn. Three nothing, Fightin's on top, 2 on, nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Looking for some insurance to help split this 6-game stand, and that one's outside again. So now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dunn. Harrisburg won game 1, 2, and 3. Reading won game 4 and 5, and looking for the split today. 3-2 pitch, squirted on the left side. Sanchez will throw the lead runner out, will not get done on the relay. And now a little bit of a tangle up at second base as Tatum and Aruda jostling with one another after the slide in. So Tatum is retired on the force out. Now runners at the corners for Reading for Max McDowell. McDowell 0 for 3 so far on the day. Podkol the runner at third, Dunn the runner at first with 1 out. First pitch, McDowell's over for a called strike. So McDowell just looking for a pitch he can get in the outfield somewhere. Try to get that run home, give him a little bit of insurance. Like Tyler McKay warming up in the Phil's bullpen, and is. And that one's over for a called strike. McDowell doesn't think so. But Max will take a step out of the batter's box, have a conversation with our home plate umpire, Paul Romer. No balls and 2 strikes to McDowell. Fisted into left field. Jackson Clough catches it. Podkill tags, and he's coming. The relay is in time. Strong throw by Jackson Clough. Blake Lindsley applies the tag, and that will do it for the Phils in the 8th. No runs, no hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left. To the 9th we go. The Phils will try to finish it off. They lead it 3-0 when we come back to Baseball Town.
Community ownership and opportunities for wellness and fitness, as well as educational and musical programs. Peace of mind through convenient healthcare website. Cornwall Manor offers a range of facilities, apartments to homes, respected residents, visitors, lunch hours. Learn more about the community. More information is available online at cornwallmanor.org. Cornwall Manor, celebrating 70 years of seniors.
Vernon University Golden Wolves call the bullpen. We'll call Tyler McKay in to try to get the last 3 outs in this one. And he'll face James Wood here to start the 9th. Phil's 3, Senators nothing. McKay looking for his first save of the season as he settles in. Big swing and a miss by Wood. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. McKay got the win last night out of the bullpen. The Phils pitching a 1-2-3 ninth inning. And the Phils won it in the bottom of the ninth. 13th appearance of the season for McKay. With that win, he's now 1-2 with a 3.21 earned run average. Does not have a save, does have 4 holds out of the bullpen. 1-1 pitch, just a bit low. 14 innings pitched for Tyler so far in the season, 13 strikeouts, 8 walks. James Wood, Donovan Casey, Tyrone Harris due up for the Senators here in the top of the 9th. Slow roller to second, done. Up with it, fields it, throws it, 1 down.
Right fielder Donovan Casey.
I'll bring up Donovan Casey. He's been on base twice in this one. And a little humpback liner. Dunn, did he make the catch? He did. Oliver Dunn with the diving catch on the shortstop side of second base. And that's out number 2 on the little soft liner. So it's now up to Tyrone Harris to try to keep this alive for Harrisburg. Harris 1 for 3 on the night with a base hit his last time up. This is inside for a ball. And misses again with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. It's 2-0. Phil's pitching has not walked a batter to this point. 2 outs in the ninth. And it's 3-0. That old announcer curse. Still only 3-0. They can come back. Harris taking all the way, and that's ball 4. So the first walk surrendered by the Fightin Phil's pitching staff tonight. Puts Tyrone Harris on base with 2 outs here in the ninth, and I'll bring up Leonel Valera. Valera 0 for 3 on the night. This is the guy you got to keep off base. 3-0 advantage. Tying run in the on-deck circle. 2 down here in the ninth. Not much of a lead for Harris. Kay comes with his pitch, and that's a ball. So that's 5 straight now missed by Tyler McKay. Harrisburg gets some activity in the bullpen just in case they can come back. Little fister into shallow left field. McCarthy Tatum charging. He won't get there. And that falls for a base hit. And so they will indeed bring the tying run to the plate in Brady Lindsley.
Catcher Brady Lindsley.
Got it jammed in on his fists, but got enough of it, got it in a perfect spot that Madison Stokes had no shot for at the shortstop, nor did McCarthy Tatum, the left fielder. So Valera gets his first hit, 7th hit of the game for the Senators. And that will bring up Lindsley, as I said, with a 1 for 3 night to this point in time. Lindsley with only 2 RBIs on the season, and now a visit from running Phil's pitching coach Brad Burgesson just to settle down Tyler McKay, say it's okay. You only need an out, and we can go home. 2 on, 2 down. Top of the ninth. First pitch over for a called strike. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Pulled a string on it. Lindsley was way out in front. So now to the final strike. Phil's looking to win 3 in a row for the first time all year long. Fans in baseball town on their feet. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it. Fightin Phil's get the strikeout to end it. For the Senators in the ninth, no runs, 1 hit, there were no errors, and 2 left. The final score, the Reading Fightin Phil's 3. Harrisburg Senators nothing. The Phils win the ball game, and they split the series with the Senators on a getaway game here in baseball town. We'll take a timeout, back with our post-game show when we come back to Reading right after this.
Celebrating 70 years of senior.
That's
Orally blended Coke. A delicious balancing act of premium ingredients from the makers of Baseball Coke.
Welcome to our post-game show here in Baseball Town. Reading Fightin Phillies with a win today by a final score of 3-0. Pizza Como, located at 4600 North 5th Street Highway in Temple, is your home for the best pizza, stromboli, cheesesteaks, and Italian dinners throughout all of Berks County and beyond. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Has never been so true as when it comes to Pizza Como. Family owned and operated, they bring the best quality dishes to their customers year after year. In addition, the Yard at Pizza Como USA is now open with the best golf simulators in the area. For more information on Pizza Como USA and the Yard, please stop in today. Pizza Como USA, a proud 2023 Fightin Phillies team feed partner. Well, when we talked about in the post-game show on Friday night when Max McDowell hit that 3-run home run and the game winner and the comeback for the Fightins, was that going to be a turning point for this team that has believed all throughout the struggles early on that they were going to turn it around at some point in time? Max McDowell with that 3-run walk-off home run on Friday night that allowed the Phils to win the game 10-9. Was that going to be the turning point? Well, they came back again on Saturday night and another game winner in the bottom of the 9th inning. They tied it up with a couple of home runs in the 8th to make it a 4-4 game, and then McCarthy Tatum won it in the bottom of the 9th. They didn't need the dramatics tonight because the pitching took care of business tonight for the Reading Phillies, and then the long ball did the scoring for Reading, and they win the baseball game by a final score of 3-0 tonight. It started with Johan Rojas in the first inning. He hit a solo home run, planted one on the Seidel Auto Group deck for a 1-0 lead for the Phillies. Nick Podko was the second one to do the same as he planted one on the deck in the 6th inning, leading off the 6th to make it a 2-0 game. And then Johan Rojas finished it off by clearing the Enersys Power Alley Pub in left center field with his second home run of the night to make it a 3-0 game in favor of the Phils. And that was in the 7th inning. And the pitching took care of business from that point forward. 4-man effort today, and a great effort at that by the Phils pitching staff. They gave up no runs, a combined effort from Josh Hendrickson, who gets the start. Matt Seelinger went 2 innings. Adam Leverett went 1, and then Tyler McKay finishes it off for the Fightins. But again, they had just, I said 1 walk, it was 2 walks. Hendrickson had a walk early in the game, so I didn't really curse Tyler McKay when I said that they had not walked the batter, and then he walked the batter. So there were 2 walks in total in the game, and the Fightins pitching staff combined for 10 strikeouts. But Hendrickson was really the story in this one, in addition to the bats of Rojas and Podko. Josh Hendrickson, 5 innings, 3 hits, walked 1, and struck out 7. An outstanding effort for Josh Hendrickson. He gets his first win of the season. Alex Troop, the hard-luck loser for the Senators. He pitched pretty well, gave up just the home run to Rojas in his 5 innings of work. Grady Alston gave up the second home run to Podko, and then Tyler Beck gave up the 3rd home run to Johan Rojas. So the Phils spread the wealth a little bit with their 3 home runs today. They spread it around over 3 pitchers. 4 in total used up by the Senators today as well. So Troop gets the loss, and Tyler McKay gets the save for the Fightins. That'll be his first save. So the story of this series is Harrisburg early, Reading to finish. Harrisburg won game 1, 2, and 3. The Phils win game 4, 5, and 6. And so they win the getaway game, and now the bus ride to New Hampshire will be a little bit smoother for the Fightin Phils as they head to take on the Fisher Cats for a 6-game homestand in New Hampshire on Tuesday night. Then the Phils will be back home here again on Tuesday, June 6th. And that series will take place against Binghamton with a 7 o'clock start for the first game of the series and the first couple of games in the series through the weekdays. And Thursday night of that series and Friday night of that series, there will be fireworks here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Saturday night, Mega Blast fireworks, the largest fireworks show in stadium history. And then Sunday is photo day with our Phils players. Great tickets remain at 610-370-BALL or order online at ourphils.com. It'll be back-to-back homestands for the Phils. They'll then host Hartford beginning the following Tuesday, June the 13th. So back-to-back home series for Reading for the first 2 weeks of June. Let's see if the good baseball continues with Reading taking a 3-game winning streak with them right now. Don't forget, there's still baseball to be played, even though the Fightin' Phils will be out of town this week. There will be baseball right back here at FirstEnergy Stadium on Tuesday night, high school baseball, District 3 championship games, and a doubleheader. The 3A championship features Camp Hill and Trinity. That will start at 4:30, and then at 7 o'clock. Second game of the doubleheader, the 6A championship, will be Baseball Town's own Wilson Bulldogs, and they will take on Cedar Cliff for the 6A championship. That is scheduled for a 7 o'clock start, obviously pending the result of the first game of the doubleheader. Concession stands will be open. Tickets are available. Come on out and watch really good high school baseball. A couple of district championship games going on right here at America's Classic Ballpark. So again, the final score today, the Reading Fightin' Phils win it by a final score of 3-0. For the Phils, 3 runs on 8 hits. They did not commit an error. They played great defensively today. They did leave 8 men on base. Harrisburg without a run, 7 hits. They committed 1 error, and they left 7 men on base. Again, Josh Hendrickson gets the win. He's 1-3. Alex Troop takes the loss. He's 2-4. Tyler McKay gets his first save of the season. Very efficient game in terms of time. The game played in 2 hours and 7 minutes and played in front of 7,068 on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon here in Baseball Town. Again, we salute our troops. We thank for those men and women who have served this country in both past and present. We salute them on this Memorial Day weekend. Tip of the cap to you, a salute of the flag to you as well for all that you have done for this country. We thank you, and we hope you will enjoy your Memorial Day weekend thanks to them, and do so in a safe and sensible manner. The Reading Fightin' Phils with a win today by a final score of 3-0. Harrisburg's record now is even after the loss there, 22-22. Reading now 18-26 on the season. For my colleague Jake Starr, who was elsewhere today, he was off at a family function. Jake was at a wedding today, and he deserved the day off. He put in his time this morning. And ladies, just relax. It's not Jake's wedding. It was a family friend's wedding. My name is Bob McCool. Thanks for tuning in on the Reading Fightin' Phils radio network and as well on the MILB app. As the Phils are on the road again, don't forget Tuesday high school baseball here at FirstEnergy Stadium. And then we'll be back here on the Reading Fightin' Phils radio network beginning on Tuesday, June the 6th, as the Phils will host Binghamton for a 6-game homestand. As always, everyone, thank you for listening to Reading Fightin' Phils baseball. We look forward to seeing you here at the ballpark. Phils win it today by a final score of 3-0. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have yourselves a great evening.